Hi everyone, Pattaya Owl here, Swadikap, Sabaydi Mai, hope you're well. Well, it's a Sunday, and of course it wouldn't be a Sunday without a little vlog. And as always, I've got Thailand, Pattaya on the mind. I've even got my little t-shirt and my cup of tea. So let's have a chat. As you can see from the title of the video, could I move to Pattaya again? Roll the intro. Really? Well, a lot of you guys, in fact, hundreds of you, arguably thousands, have been asking, Owl, could you move to Pattaya again? Give it another go, give it another shot, do it better this time, next time round. And the only way to answer that is to explore it in detail. As the Owl learned anything from the first attempt, you don't get too many chances in life to make decisions like that. So in this vlog, we're going to explore the question, could the Owl, myself, move to Pattaya again? Oh, that's a nice cuppa. So first of all, a little bit of a recap. Let's take you back. We all know the channel started in January and there was a holiday to Pattaya in January. And when I came back from that holiday, I could not get moving to Pattaya out of my mind. And I did some vlogs, and you can look back at the archive of vlogs to look at the ones, should I move to Pattaya, for example, around about the time. And then I made the decision to quit my job, which is, thinking back, is a big, brave decision to quit my job back in February, March time of 2025, to sell one of my vehicles, to keep my house as my safety net empty in the UK, and to go out there as a new YouTuber and make the move to Pattaya. And as we all probably know by now, I signed a 12-month contract for a condo in Cozy Beach, Pratumnak, and I also bought the Owl, a motorbike. Yeah, but why didn't you just rent your house out in England and get an income? It's a question I've been asked many times, and I have been a landlord before for 10 years for an apartment in Manchester. And even though I did get paid every month, it was still a headache. Didn't particularly enjoy being a landlord, all the negative side which comes with it. I know you can get lucky and you can get a great tenant and they can look after it, and I have been lucky, but I have heard also some horror stories where landlords have not been paid their rent and they're getting phone calls every 2 minutes for repairs, this, that and the other. So it wasn't massively attractive, and I also wanted a safety net for if it didn't work out. And I mean, it turned out it didn't work out when I went over there. And of course, I've made videos on my mistakes, what I've learned, and they're all in the archive. But just to give you a little bit of a very quick synopsis, if you like, of why it didn't work out, I'll do that in just a sec. But before we do that, just to let you know, well, I'm almost 40, and tomorrow is the birthday live show at 7 p.m. UK time. So I know that'll be quite late in Pattaya, but if you can join me for my 40th. And I did go out for a cheeky drinks last night, and I'm feeling it today. It's taken me all day to get into a position where I can vlog for you. And I might even throw in a little clip of me trying to do a little video / short for you guys, and you can't hear anything anyway because of all the music on there, but I'll just show you a little clip of me attempting to address you guys while out on a night out, but it wasn't good enough to post on its own anyway. So we all know, I mean, even though the viewing figures and the channel was growing, you know, we doubled subscribers, we were getting over 250,000 views, and I was earning around £1,000 per month and increasing, which is really exciting. And like I said on many of the vlogs, I'm very, very grateful for that £1,000 a month. Because that means you guys are watching the channel and AdSense are paying me. And obviously there's a few super chats in there and membership, but we all know the majority was from revenue from the videos. But it was also very naive of me to go out there thinking that I can just rely on my YouTube, easy for me to say, YouTube income. very naive, no pension. As I say, I'm 39, going on to 40, so there's no pension, there's no massive pot of savings, and I would never recommend just going out there and relying on savings, because when they're gone, then you really have got nothing. So it boils down to income, and I know there's a lot of smart people, and I've met many on the subscriber meetup nights who've got either multiple pensions, multiple income streams coming from their home country. So they're extremely comfortable. They've got £3, £4, £5, £6,000 plus in income coming in, and that's UK pounds, for example. So they're easily surviving and thriving. And as always, let me know in the comments, how much do you think you need to live a great life, the life of a king in Pattaya? Drop it in the comments. I'm going to say I would have been very comfortable around the £2,500 to £3,000 mark per month. Of course, I wasn't earning that. I was earning around 1,000, and even though a lot of you guys have done me buy me a coffee, which is again, I'm very grateful, it wasn't getting anywhere near. And we all know the issue around discipline as well, and we will touch on that, because you know, if you're earning £1,000 in Pattaya but you're not spending £1,000, there's a chance of you staying out there. But I would not recommend, based on my experience, the lack of discipline, being able to stay in. Definitely could not spend less than £1,000. What's the point in being somewhere like Pattaya, best place in the world, and not being able to enjoy the entertainment, everything it's got to offer, and you need to spend more than £1,000 a month. Let's face it, the living costs are really cheap. The electric, the water, the condo price at around about £200 a month. It's not them, it's all the other stuff, it's the entertainment. And I've done vlogs on my monthly spend many times, and feel free to check them out if you've not already. But I give a full breakdown of my YouTube earnings and what I've been spending. And the biggest outlay was definitely entertainment, going out, having a beer, as well as food, but mainly entertainment. It certainly wasn't the price of the condo per month. And electricity, my days, it was like 20 quid for the month at government rate, so that is an absolute steal. But just to finish off on the whole rent in the house situation, I'm fortunate to be in a position where I own the house. It doesn't mean I want to go ahead and rent it. The prices fluctuate around here for rental. I thought it'd be more like £1,000 per month I'd be able to get. But then you've got all your costs, management costs, this, that and the other if you use an agent, the maintenance costs. But actually the rent for my semi-detached house is nearer £750 and not £1,000 currently. So once you take off the costs of maintaining it and the landlord, insurance, etc., it might be as low as £500-600, and for that £500-600, I'm losing access to the house. Obviously somebody else would be living here, and that £500 isn't enough to keep me in Pattaya anyway. Now, of course, if I was earning the money, I really do think that the discipline side would have calmed down. And it did start to calm down during my time in Pattaya this year. I started off in holiday mode. Some people may argue I never really got out of that, but it definitely improved. I definitely calmed down. I went out 2 or 3 nights rather than 7. It's still a lot on a monthly basis, but it was calming down. I was spending less, and I was being more savvy and conscious with my money, and I was being more disciplined, but there was still lots of work to do there. And even for health reasons, it's worth being disciplined, because you can't be going out on the lash 2 or 3 nights a week. It's not good, especially for me, who's got a fatty liver, and I've also done a vlog on that. It's called My Health. So I'm going to highlight income being the main issue. Of course, is income and discipline, but if the income's there, I reckon I could absolutely work on that discipline, and I wouldn't be out in LK Metro every night. Of course, if you disagree, pop it in the comments. If you think the owl hasn't got the discipline to stay in most nights, let me know. I mean, you've seen the vlogs. There was an improvement. You know, it did calm down, but that's what I tried to say before I got tongue twisted. Question, obviously, the video is, could I move to Pattaya again? And by the end of the vlog, I will give you an answer on that. We're just going through that process of understanding. We all know in the past I wasn't earning enough and I wasn't disciplined enough, and it was very naive to think I could just go to Pattaya. Now, let's explore a few different options. Well, why don't you just sell your house? Okay, so I could sell the house, have over £100,000 in the back pocket, and then what? Eventually that £100,000 plus would be zero, I guarantee you, and when that's gone, I really am screwed. That's my opinion. If you've got a different opinion, let me know in here. Sell the house, that's the asset, that's where the money is. What then when it's gone? Remember, that would just go into a saving pot. It's not income. There's a big difference between income and savings, as you guys know. Internet, I've already touched on that. I rule that out just because £500-600 a month, it'd be nice, but to lose access to the house for that sort of money, I thought it'd be nearer 1,000. The reality is it's 750, 850 minus all the costs of being a landlord. So that rules out renting that. Option 3 is a little bit more sensible. So I keep the asset, I keep the house, I keep the over £100,000 in the house. Don't touch that and actually focus on the real issue, which of course is income. And I have to say, I am extremely fortunate to get my job back in the UK after leaving. Very fortunate indeed. And that's really important. I'm extremely happy with my work here in the UK. I'm very pleased indeed. And I'm earning, I'm knuckling down, and I'm getting on with the job. Which works very nicely with this new model of going to Pattaya a couple of times a year. For example, the next trip is in October, then I'm there again in January, and I'm working, earning, and that's paying for that. So as that model stands, I will go into Pattaya a couple of times a year. That's all supported. But the question of this vlog is, could I move to Pattaya again? So that would depend on the income. There would have to be an income revenue stream that would pay me £2,000 to £2,500 a month, or maybe 1,500, and then 1,000 on YouTube takes me to the 2.5 grand. I'm on a DTV visa, which is a Destination Thailand visa, which is a tourist 5-year visa, digital nomad visa, which means I can be a YouTuber in Pattaya and earn money from the Pattaya Owl channel, all legally and above board. I don't need a working visa for that. The DTV is amazing. But of course, if I was to get an income through any other means in Thailand, then I would lose my rights to the DTV visa, and I have signed to that effect. I guess it would have to be a contract, it would have to be an offer, it would have to be a sponsorship for me to move to Pattaya. That would pay at least £1,500 a month, and then the rest would come from a growing YouTube channel. It's a new channel, and I'm very excited for it. And I think the other day I posted a little post saying we've actually done over 733,000 views on the channel. Thank you very much. Your support is amazing. And if you're enjoying this little vlog, even though we're not finished yet, give us a thumbs up, because every thumbs up, every comment, all helps the algorithm. Now, of course, as a 40-year-old owl sat here, I do think, God, I could have done things a little bit better. I could have put myself in a bigger, better financial situation. You know, for example, a couple of years ago, I could have done a few less trips, not buy the fancy BMW M4, been a little bit smarter with my money like I've been taught and brought up to think, okay, assets over liabilities and all that stuff, you know, property rather than cars, and be a bit smarter. Invested some money into stock shares or whatever and generated income streams now, as well as the pension, even though the pension's not relevant yet. It will be in 15 years time, and I'm going to look to rejoin the pension on the back of one of the live streams we've done, because you know there's a contribution there from the employer. So yeah, so lots to think about on that one. And of course there's my health, and I have made a vlog fairly recently on my health, so if you've not seen that one, check it out. And I talk about my liver and the fatty liver, and actually in the future, near future, there might be complications with that, and if I was in Thailand I would have to pay for that medical attention treatment, whereas here in England I have got the NHS. But of course it's medical insurance, but again I have to factor that into again, it's another cost, and it'll be over £1,000, I imagine, for medical insurance in Pattaya, Thailand. And then again, would they cover me for that? So there's questions around that. And these are the questions, these are the thoughts that I should have had back then. You know, what if you get poorly? What is the income going to be? Realistically, how much are you going to be earning on a monthly basis, and can you afford it? So do I want to move to Pattaya? Of course I want to. It's the best place in the world. Could I move to Pattaya again? Yeah, I could do. But I tell you one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Do I want to live in Pattaya on my savings? No. Do I want to rely on my YouTube channel to support me living in Pattaya? Nope. So I think I've learned from my previous mistake, and you know, I'm earning here in England, I'm very stable in England, and I'm also very excited for this channel and Pattaya to be a part of my present and future. And of course the next trip is at the start of October, and then we're there again in January. And only if my financial situation changes and I can generate an income of £2,500 per month, then a move to Pattaya is off the cards. I'm not going to rely on savings. I'm not going to go out there on just earning £1,000 a month, and I'm going to earn my pennies in this country. And I don't know how long that will be. Will it be 5 years? Will it be 10 years? Will it be 15? Will it be 20 years until the owl is in a position to actually go out to Pattaya and live out there comfortably with an income, not using savings? Could it be sooner? Of course, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I know at the minute I need to be earning for a number of years before I can get myself into a position. In the house just isn't going to cut it. Best case, 750. I wish I had these kind of thoughts way back when I quit my job back in March, because this is the sensible way to look at it. You know, the devil's in the detail. And yeah, considering I'm hungover today, I'm feeling quite sensible. So it still excites me talking about what if, could I move to Pattaya again in the future? Could I move to Pattaya? It's all good. So if you've enjoyed this little vlog and you've not already, give us a thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe. We're almost at the 4,000 mark figure, and your support really does mean the world. And I've got a microwave lasagna now from M&S, which I'm going to get tucked into, and of course the live show tomorrow, my birthday, 7 p.m. UK time. And take care wherever you are in the world. Your support is fantastic, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.